This week on RSBANDB Update, Leagues continues with quests and their unlocks, a rejuvenation of relics, clues, and cold feet for Necromancy. What purpose do quests serve in Leagues? Plus, Leagues rewards and 120 Thieving with Heists. This is RSBANDB Update, episode 1056, recorded Thursday, September 25th, 2025. League and let league. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of RSBANDB Update. Week 2 of League's Catalyst is now underway, and we are continuing our storytelling from last week with updates on progress and some new people joining the panel to share their insights. But Tanis, you're here. Welcome aboard.
Thank you,
Tanis has a big revelation for everybody a little bit later in the show. I'm not going to spoil how big of a change this was for you.
It's the best change I ever made.
That's interesting because my eye perked up when you told me what you did, but we'll save that for after. Also joining us on this episode is Avernick. We wanted to get you on for the theory crafting episode, but you were a little bit busy in the real world at that time, so we figured instead we'd have you on this week to just catch up with what your general strategy is with Leagues. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, now instead of saying a bunch of wrong things, I can say all the right things.
Yeah, that's right. You're always worried that you're going to get booted for saying the wrong thing, right?
Oh, I guess so. I guess that's stuck.
But Avernick, of course, is part of our Quest and Lore panel. You guys might have heard him before. Also part of that panel is Zerdones from Client Quest. Welcome, Zerdones. Your first league as well.
First leagues.
I wanted to probe your mind on this because I figured you'd have an interesting take on a variety of things, just the way I know you work sometimes.
Yeah, well, definitely has been a learning experience.
Well, that's good. We'll get into that in just a moment. But of course, the show wouldn't be what it is without our experienced tier Patreon members. So this week, that's Amos Reed, Bladecom, Dominic R., Jade Gizmo, Jason S., Jesse W., Kesky, Lemon Lodge, Luminos, Ricky A., Runestar, Psyoasis, Snail Mage, The Naked Captain, and Tim. Without them, we would not be doing this podcast, so a big, huge round of applause goes out to those folks. You'll hear more about our Patreon offerings a little bit later in the show, but of course, in the meantime, if you want to follow along, full show notes can be found over at update.show. We also have the Friends chatting game that you can find at BitsBytes, and of course, the community Discord over at update.show/Discord. All right, so let's just dive in here, Avernick. What is your first week in a bit of Leagues been like? Let's start with you.
I think that my League's experience would be nothing if not my first day, where I beeline for archaeology and try to get as many world firsts as possible, because we discovered that the broadcasts were reset for all the world firsts in the game.
So
we did.
So did you go back and get the ones that you didn't get on day one the first time?
Kind of a little.
Okay. Did you get all of them?
No, so the Orphan ones were a little out of reach, unfortunately, because that site requires the associate qualification.
Yeah, associate.
And that is not given for free, and that is actually a lot of work, because when you're rushing the levels but not actually getting all of the excavations and restores.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I did get the one in Santistan that I didn't get the werewolf children one. Which was nice, very nice to get. I got 4 broadcasts that day, I was very happy about. All in different digs, each one in a different dig site. I got the one for burying the Icene corpse in Everlight, the werewolf children mystery one in Santistan, which did require you to unlock research. So I was really pushing to get that first qualification to get the research team. I was the first person to fly. At Stormguard. I got the first wingsuit. And the last one was in Demonheim. I got the first mystery with getting all of the RNG drops in the castle area.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Which that one I realized getting Scaldron is not the easiest thing when you have one Dungeoneering.
No.
No.
but that was a detour well worth it.
Nice. So you weren't really in for the tasks or anything. You were just going there to redo archaeology.
I was there to have a good time, but I've stuck around. So I came out of that with like 89 or 88 archaeology.
Holy crap.
And
wow.
From day one, I did nothing else.
Right.
And that would have been with like a 4x XP multiplier, so it's not like 8 or 12 or any of the other crazy stuff.
Yes, I think after I got the first mystery at Everlight, I said, okay, wait, I'll take a couple of minutes. It literally took like under a half hour to go at the 6 times XP multiplier. Yeah. Not too bad, which then catapulted me up to getting the Demonheim spot, which was where I was kind of like aiming for. I thought that would be a fun one. It's the newest one. So that was fun. Since then, I've basically abandoned archaeology. My archaeology level's gone up maybe 1 or 2 because I sometimes check on my research team from a 24-hour thing. So I have been really focusing the fort quest line and progression because I saw a couple of tasks there, like get your Slayer Guard placed to tier 3 and get your workshop to tier 3. And that's really fueled my woodcutting and fletching. And then because I want a good hatchet, my mining and my smithing, all of those are like very high level to keep up with that, and construction. And then I've also been doing a lot of the necromancy. I think I was gunning for it before they announced that they were gonna make the bosses not quest
So you're
locked.
not rushing a specific tier then, like I am.
I'm just I'm rushing like certain just lines of things. I see a bunch of tasks in a row. Like I was doing a lot of the Desperate Times, Desperate Measures stuff, just because I saw like, oh, there's 5 quests in a row.
And Extinction is a big 400 one at the end. So
right. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's probably worth it. I've slowed down a lot. I'm at tier 5. I'm currently still hanging out in I feel like since I've gotten my woodcutting, my mining, my smithing, all those things to like 85 to 90, I might as well just push it to the 100 level because there's just a lot of tasks in that area that are high reward. And then after that, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'll figure it out. I feel like I've been neglecting the global tasks, and I should probably be looking at those more.
And it also sounds like you're going to have a big gap around all the starting cities and whatnot, because
every time I go to Lumbridge, I accidentally complete another task.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like in that Lumbridge Drainer and Varrock area, when you look at everything that's there, that is the starting leagues task set. Right. And I basically spent the first day there doing that, and by the end of that I was close to tier 4. So there's a lot of stuff that you could probably knock out in that area and get you on a different kind of more nothing wrong with your archaeology profession, just saying a more generalized specialization.
I went very vertical focused, and I need to like start thinking horizontal. Like I'm still looking at like the get level 20 in every skill task. Like technically that's kind of free. It's the couple of skills that are a little rougher, like summoning, but still not that bad. So yeah, that's kind of where I've gotten to so far on my week.
How about user don'ts?
I have been so this was my first leagues, and I went in really with no plan at all. So I've just been kind of ping-ponging between tasks sort of at random. So I've been doing really a little bit of everything. I've been doing skilling. I've been doing some questing. I've got 116 quest points currently. Total level 2,217. Combat level 120.
Not bad.
Better than me by a mile.
I've been done a bunch of clues. I got a ton of clue points. There's a lot of points behind clues.
I actually have a number for you. After we finished the show last week, I calculated it, and would anybody care to guess the amount?
7,000.
Too many.
5,500.
What did you say, Tanis?
Oh, too much. Too many.
Oh, okay.
2.
5,060.
I was close.
That's it's nothing. You don't have to do a single clue. No, a single clue this league.
You don't have to, but if you take the Clue Connoisseur relic, which I did, they're basically 3 points.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You might as well.
Right. Oh, I didn't go through my relic choices.
We'll get there.
You say you're...
I wanted to do that. But so did you have anything like a starting route or anything like that, or how did you begin?
No. Well, so like I went into this, my goal was just I want to get the things, which we'll talk about later. I want to get the things that they told us about this week, and which we're going to talk about later in the show. So my plan has always just been to get as many points as possible. But I went in really with no plan, just picking things off the list sort of at random. And I've been changing my strategy a lot as we go. Like there was a time when I would just sort of pick the first thing that was at the top of the list on the activity tracker and just do that.
Yeah, we talked about that user interface last week and just how nice it is that it updates with that. But
the fact that it seems to be almost constantly bugged for me now is not great. But I'm getting the no tasks found for your current locality
really
quite a lot.
I have never seen that.
Mm.
I think it might be the clues that's doing it, because I notice it seems to get wonky. It started getting wonky after I started doing a lot of clues with the Globetrotter outfit. So zipping around the world all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe it just can't keep up with all the teleporting. I don't know, but I did that for a while. There was a time where I thought I'll go for area tasks, because all the area tasks are.
That's rough choice.
Oh my god. Don't do that.
Those are the hardest. Those are the most involved.
I mean, you can get by with doing like the lumberjeezy mediums, and
the ones are not too bad.
The ones are not too bad.
I've done a few sets of tasks. I've completed all of the lumberage diaries. Wow. I've completed a few of the ones in other areas, not too many. I dropped off that very quickly because I was really not progressing, and it was just kind of very demoralizing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a while.
Too low for those, right? Because like look at the lumberage, like you do like what 20 beginner tasks, and I mean some of them have league points, but for the most part not a lot. And so like you basically did like 10 points worth of things that you might have got like
point.
You need to look at you need to look at task sets like that as XP rewards for skills that you don't want to level.
Yeah, I've been sort of coming around to that idea, and that's also sort of my thing with quests. I've been trying to avoid doing too many like big ticket, especially big ticket quests until getting to tier 7.
Thank God for you saying that, because I felt that way, and I thought that was a sacrilegious thing to say as a quester.
No, I have almost no quest points, and I'm apparently the lore guy.
I have 101 quest points.
72.
I've been doing quests as there's things that I want to do that are locked behind quests.
Yeah.
So like I did new foundations, I think day 1 or day 2 for the construction XP.
And see,
I did smoking kills earlier today because I just wanted to get the broad bolt task done.
I wasn't going to spend 90 minutes building walls or however long it took.
It's 70 construction. It's not a quest.
Yeah.
It's 70 construction.
I know.
Yeah. It's a construction training method.
Yeah, I even did that one, and I absolutely hate that we have to do quests this time. I mean, I'm glad everyone can pick however they want to play, but I'm mad that I have to do quests to get certain.
We're going to talk about quests.
There's a lot of quests that you need to do. In order to get tasks,
and that was one of them to me.
But I think less than is being hyped up. I think it's less than.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is. No, you don't need to do all quests. I saw someone claim that. Like, I saw someone say that some YouTuber they were watching was going for the quest cape because apparently you need it. And like, no, you don't.
You need no, you don't.
Like, separate from the fact that no, you don't. What task is going to require slime quest? Like, come on.
Like there is a okay. First of all, I did slime quest. That was very important.
I mean, it's decent early. Like, what is it?
Cooking XP is insane. Yeah. But second, there is a task that requires quest cape. One task.
Really?
Yeah, quest it's the Dark Lord one in Prif.
That is true.
You need to show your quest cape to get one of the Elven titles.
Oh, okay, interesting. All right.
Yep.
Technically, yes, but also no. Please don't do that task.
And it's probably worth a whole whopping 80 points?
400.
It's a master. It is a master.
Okay.
And a lot of the Elven titles are their own tasks.
Right. So it's one you work towards.
It's a week 8 thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think the strategy that I've had the most success with, and one that I'm probably going to follow the most, is just going to the wiki list with wiki sync on, filtering out the tasks I haven't done, and then sorting by completion percentage.
Yep.
And then I tend to, like, I bounce around between areas a lot. I'm really unfocused. I'm
Same.
like really ADD on this, but it gets points, so whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, I am tier 6. I am 2,860 points away from tier 7.
Nice.
So I'm just over 19,000
You're at
points.
the exact same point I'm at. I'm 2,850 from tier 6.
Oh, nice. Well,
or did you say you're 2,850 away from tier 7?
I'm 2,860 away from tier 7.
Okay,
I have tier 6.
I am 2,850 away from tier 6. So you're
so I'm a little above
ways
you,
ahead of
a little
me.
Past you.
Okay,
you're so past me.
And if I can get 99 mining, I might get another 200 points.
Yeah,
this hour, but we'll see. Okay, so relics. I picked excavator, obviously. Farming frenzy. Fairy's flight. I was one of the rare few who picked Fairy's
that one
flight.
too.
My thinking on that one was like, I know a lot of people took the Assassin's Insight.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's good if you really only want to do Slayer. But I found Fairy's flight really useful just for zipping around the world.
Yes.
And like, yeah, I know that you can get, once you get to tier 6, you get infinite spirit tree rerouters and infinite portable fairy rings. But honestly, I think Fairy's flight is worth it just for teleporting to the farming patches.
Right, and
I think that's way more flexible than the Slayer
right,
mobs.
and what I encourage everybody to do is go to the wiki and look at the wiki pages for both Fairy's Flight and Assassin's Insight, and then you can see where all the teleports are and see which one you like better. Because they have a page with all the pins on them.
Except for navigating Anachronia, where that one, sure, Assassin's Insight will be better. But aside from that, like, I can pretty much get anywhere very quickly with Fairy's Flight. So I don't regret that choice at all.
No, and I think the only one people would question about tier 4 is, if you go with the Voidwalker one, because that's effectively the Passage of the Abyss. But it's whichever you prefer for that one.
Yeah, especially if you get a Dark Onyx core during the league.
Yeah, who would do that?
Oh, that was User Downs?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, I got one as well.
Oh, yeah. Hey! Hey!
What the hell's up with that?
Yeah, I got one from Tree on like day 1. Like, fuck am I going to do with this?
Same. I was like, okay, I guess I have the other relic.
Yeah.
Infinite teleports.
I honestly don't know what to do with it because none of them seem really useful.
Grace the Elves is probably the least useful. Luck of the Dwarves, I'm actually considering because I didn't take the Clue relic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What'd you go with for tier 4 Zerdons?
I went with Clue. I went Clue relic.
Okay.
Good old.
So I've been zipping around on clues, getting all my clues in.
About 5,000 points there. Tier 5.
Tier 5, I am a basic bitch, and I went Soulborn, Necromancy.
Yeah, I'll talk about how I feel about that.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, nope. I haven't been regretting it. I mean, I think I told you this privately, Shane. I was considering going for the magic one just because I thought like getting the chance to play with the Sanctum weapons would be kind of cool. But end of the day, it's just too much of a faff.
The magic one doesn't really come into its own until tier 7 because that's when you get the permanent grimoire effect.
Permanent grim.
So, and then you're like, well, do I want to go? What am I going to do for magic armor? Am I going to go kill Virago, or am I just going to rock the Sliske God Wars armor instead for the crit chance on it? So,
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I don't regret Soulborn. There is a little bit of a hassle with the rituals, but I don't know. I mean, the way I see it, all of the relics have their trade-offs. The Necromancy trade-off is it's the most consistent for damage, or not, maybe not most consistent, but it's the easiest, has the lowest learning curve for damage and sustain, and it has the most reliable gear progression. But you have to do the tasks and the rituals and get the inks and the necroplasms. There's all that.
Have you come across at all, either through this or the main game, has anybody ever built like a proper ink calculator?
Not that I've seen.
Because I found some basic ones, but they don't handle the recursive nature of the rituals.
Yeah. I made an attempt at one when I was leveling on my main when Necro launched, but I didn't keep it, so I'd have to build it again. I did a kind of very back of the envelope one for leagues, and I realized well after finishing it that I'd failed to account for the fact that some glyphs last longer than others, so I massively overestimated, which is fine. Better to overestimate, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But
tier 6.
Tier 6, do you really need to ask?
No, perfection.
Anchor's not
the correct choice.
Yes. I feel
perfection.
Like the most correct choice of any of the...
Especially if you didn't take Golden Footed in tier 2.
Yeah.
Because Golden Footed is early game gold. And it's a lot of early game gold, but perfection is just infinite. Gold just ceases to be a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
And for tier 7, what do you think?
Tier 7, I haven't picked yet. I'm leaning towards Ascension. But I think it comes down to, I think Ascension would be really fun. Everlasting Faith would be very chill.
That's kind of where I'm going with it, too.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I came in saying full Ascension. I was like,
the plus,
I don't know.
The plus 255, especially to defense, is something that is going to have a huge impact.
Sometimes, though. It's only sometimes.
Well, it's a 5% chance, though, so it's going to happen fairly frequently.
So, all right. I'm going to start at the top then. Again, Avernick, for you, Archaeology Relic, obviously.
No, okay, yeah. Yeah, Excavator.
Imagine taking the woodcutting relic and then immediately diving into archaeology.
The fool. Yeah. I did do that. And I went Golden Footed, which is
really
produced my only 99 by not doing agility
99,
which has been nice. I feel like I also got a lot of early tasks out of the way because of it.
And I mean, if that in that case, if you just want, the 1 mil, you just go run the Berthorpe Agility course 10 times, and there you go.
I feel like the money hasn't even been that big of a... I mean, I have accumulated money, obviously, but I don't feel like I've ever needed for more money than May's Caravan gave out.
Yeah, honestly, I felt the same way. Until you get to, cheesing prayer with the cleansing crystal, spam clicking cleansing crystals, I really don't think you need too much money.
No.
Or the 2 tasks that require 100 mil.
Well, I needed money.
Right. I'm very excited for those because they'll be easy.
Yeah, they will.
But yeah, the agility has been very chill, very easy. A lot of points in the agility courses, it seems. And I didn't feel like I was going to do that much farming during the league, and I haven't. I've mostly stuck to the player-owned farm.
How do you think you're going to do Herblore?
Irby Werby, apparently I'm already well on my way.
And that's fair as well, given that you can get any super potions you want from Mazcab.
Right. Yeah, I'm not too concerned with Herblore. I'm also not thinking I'm going to do that much combat. But one of my later choices might help that. For tier 3, I took Assassins, which I feel like I probably just went with the flow with that one. I've had moderate success with it. I feel like Anachronia has obviously been the standout, but
sure,
it's been fine. I don't feel like I've ever wanted too hard for teleports. Lowstones exists. And then for tier 4, I did take Production Master.
Ooh, interesting.
One of the few.
I know, and I honestly, if you had to guess from Production Master, what's the biggest benefit?
Rune crafting.
It's the brooch. Now, when I really tossed this and thought about it hard, it's the brooch. If not for that, that's part of
the
it.
skilling station.
And the spirits. Yeah. I'm going to say my answer. I think the thing that's been most standout for me has been the +6 on all the skills, because I feel like I'm always training every skill a tier ahead of where I am. So every time I'm training smithing at 74, I'm actually doing bane smithing. And I feel like I'm zooming through those levels a lot faster because I'm doing everything.
And that helps with smithing, since smithing isn't processed automatically.
Correct, but everything is just like so much. It's double on double. It feels. I feel like that. I didn't expect it. Like even now, I'm like working on like my tier 95 fort building. I'm only 89 construction, and it's zooming towards tier 99. Maybe I'm only saving a little bit, but that on top of the urns, on top of all the, I have infinite clues. If I ever wanted to do a clue, I have infinite clues. Trust me, from the catalysts of alterations. I have not regretted it, but what I've enjoyed out of it has surprised me.
Fair enough.
And then tier 5, I've taken Necro. And I think that my league strategy with my relics has slowly transitioned from, well, first of all, I didn't really know what I was doing. But I feel like a lot of the direction is going, like, from a lot of people, is do all the cool combat things. I think I just want the just enough route where I have just enough combat stuff to do everything, and this is like the easiest route. I don't mind doing the necro tasks. There's a lot of league points in and in necromancy and all that stuff. Like I went to Ungale yesterday, and that was a hard task. And then there's also like an elite task for doing a ritual on Ungale, and like there's plenty of stuff for necromancy and getting all that stuff ahead. So necromancy, I've been happy with just enough. My sheep are well on their way for the tier 60 stuff. Honestly,
you need to say what that's about first.
Yes, you need colored sheep wool for tier 60 and 70 necromancy armor.
Exactly.
So
I saw so many people. Go ahead.
Respectfully, you do not.
Respectfully,
because you have 100% accuracy with necromancy. So you can do what I've been doing, which is only upgrade the weapons and wear your highest level of melee armor.
Sure. Sorry, I saw the task for tier 70 armor. I had to have it. You're right.
Is there a task for armor? There's a task for upgrading the weapons. I don't think there's a task for the armor.
You might be
I didn't see one.
You might be right. I could be totally doing this for no reason. But for everyone that has been trying to get sheep, I see so many people saying, need to get enough beans for the seasonalizer. Enough for the seasonalizer. It's fall. You get fall sheep no matter what.
Yeah, seasons exist.
Yes, you don't need the machine to create seasons.
Because people have only bred enough sheep to either know you get the white one or the black one. They don't know that the seasonal one is another option.
It's like 1 in 3 you get a seasonal sheep. Yeah. It's not bad. So I have that going, and that's coincided with my farming strategy is do the farms. Not
have you been doing your beehives?
Herbs. I have not. I feel like
they're right there.
I know I should, and the woad leaves are just infinitely viable. I should.
Those beehives will get you to 70 easily if you're not already there.
Okay, I'm a little off, so okay, I will eye those up a bit more. Tier 5 is where I'm currently at. I am working towards tier 6. I will obviously take perfection. That will fill in a couple of my gaps, like you were saying, with fairy ring, the spirit tree. Some of the stuff just fills in skills like the dungeoneering party simulator and stuff like that. And then for tier 7, I went into the league thinking I would take Ascension, and I think I've convinced myself to take Everlasting Faith instead, because I just want to be able to do enough combat.
Well, yeah, based on what you said here,
get through
that's what I was going to say probably for you.
Yeah, they're really chill. Just you really only need to worry about prayer flicking and
the 1KC tasks. That's that level. I think I'm going to focus almost entirely on skilling and quests, the exploration tasks, I think they're called. Clues, obviously, I might do like the do 1 or do 10 of them tasks, but I'm not going to do the do 150. And the bosses, I'm not going to do like the do all the combat achievement ones. I'll probably just do the touch them.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine doing the amount of clues that I've done over the past week without without Clue Connoisseur. So
it is a lot different.
So what do you two think as the newbies to the format, relatively, what do you two think based on everything you've experienced over the last week and a bit?
Zerdones?
I started off, I think, a little skeptical, which I think is partly a function of because I didn't really have a plan going in and I was just kind of bouncing around and I wasn't really progressing super quickly. I was a little skeptical, but as I've gotten farther into it, I think I'm getting more pro leagues. The more I sort of like focus, I guess I needed to switch a gear in my brain, and I needed to sort of get on the right wavelength.
Rather than, setting skill goals and combat goals, you set task goals.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it everything you thought it would be? Have you had any curveballs?
I don't know that I really thought. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's kind of a cliche to say this, but I don't feel like I really had any preconceptions going in. So, like, I don't exactly know how to answer your question because I don't know if I expected it to be anything.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and the reason I asked that question, in my first old school league, I didn't follow the meta, and it made me feel horrible, and that's just something I like to do when it comes to the min-maxing, but based on what we've discussed here, that's not the way you guys are going about it, and this goes back to the first thing we said last week or on the theory crafting episode. There is no wrong way to play this game mode.
Yeah.
I think that's something everybody needs to hear.
Yeah.
What about you, Avernick?
There are still things with the mode that I think are headed. Okay, actually, there were things when it started where I was like, I don't know, like the way it was set up and what the tasks were and stuff like that. And I feel like over the weeks we've gone in the wrong direction. With the hot fixes, with the cold fixes, those things. I feel like we're all very directionless, which might have its own appeal.
We're all directionless?
In what we're doing for tasks and stuff. Maybe I'm the ones being left out. I don't know.
I don't think I feel directionless. My goal is to get tier 6 and tier 7 to really supercharge the PVM stuff.
Okay, no, that's okay. Maybe I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's the relics and the tasks and all that. I keep trying to figure out like what are they for when I'm not. I'm doing like a forest for the trees thing. Does that make sense?
I don't get that analogy.
Is
that like aim for the moon, you'll land upon the stars?
No, it means like you can't see the forest for the trees.
You're not seeing the big picture. You can't see the big picture because you're too focused on the little pictures.
I'm both like so in the weeds on the tasks and also like, okay, what are all these relics and
oh, I see.
League points for? I'm like both minimally seeing everything and maximally seeing it. Like
yeah. What's the point of this? Why am I doing this?
And see, that's the other big thing that I always came up with when I was doing it on old school, because that character wasn't as developed at that point as my main. It's like, why am I doing this when I could be, getting XP on my main, right? Is that kind of like the feeling?
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it, and the cosmetic rewards helps. Obviously, like, okay, you get the 63 whatever 1,000 points, and you get the cosmetic rewards. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I'm doing like a bunch of tasks. I'm like, I guess I'm getting like slowly Extinction done, or slowly getting Battle of Friend 3 done. And the rewards for those things are just becoming more available without actually having done the thing. And maybe that's like my main game brain thinking like, but those rewards were the point. But they're not the point.
Yeah.
Both ways. I don't know.
Right, like the point of this is to be the speed run. It's not to enjoy the journey.
Yeah, like I set myself up the goal
it's
this
not to get
time
those rewards, these new rewards
that I'd like to do some PVM that I haven't done before, and try new things and experience a power fantasy.
Right.
Well, that's what I think it's kind of, I mean, for me, that's what I'm looking at, because like look, when I said I don't see any new rewards, I don't. I don't see any new rewards. I see cosmetics. Whoopsie.
Yeah.
I've never done leagues for the cosmetics. To me, the rewards are absolutely meaningless. Completely meaningless.
So then why are
I
you
am
here?
playing this.
Why are you here?
Because is there anywhere that I can play this game the way that I would love to play this game with 10 times XP, not sitting here
Okay.
watching paint dry
There
on
you
the
go.
walls?
That's what
Right.
Tanis wants, and why that goes into the relic choices that you've made.
Tanis yearns for the private servers.
Well, it makes
Tanis
sense
yearns
now,
for
right?
what was that? Project Zenaris. Tanis wants Project Zenaris.
Cancelled.
Canceled.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the reward is getting to play in this way. I mean, yeah, because it's so much more fun. It's so much more fun. It just is. So like, and that probably does. I mean, that probably does suck for like a lore quest player, right? Because
My space bar's never been so abused.
You know what Avernick needs? You know what he
Yeah.
needs? He needs quest speedrunning, which is another old school game mode.
Do I?
Do you want that?
I don't think so. But I did the Broken Home stuff on repeat for years.
Have you done it in
who
leagues?
knows? No, I have not. And
that's
maybe
an achievement.
Is it?
Or I mean, a task. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think
saw that
Broken
on
Home is a task. It's also a weekly lamp, so it's a good one to do.
I probably do it when I get 85 defense because I know the range.
I don't see
I've
anything in the
used
task
range
list for
forever.
Broken Home.
I thought I saw it.
I did too, but
Misslin
I
something.
don't know.
Anyways,
It's fine. I mean, the ring's good.
It is good. It is. But you know, it's interesting, and everybody plays for their own reasons. And I think one of the things we've been happy to showcase over the past couple of weeks is that there's no wrong way of doing this, and you can be there for whatever reason you want to be here for.
Yep.
So, I'm going to thank some Patreon supporters, and we'll hear from Tanis again. In terms of I just spoiled what's coming up next with the dog. But Patreon supporters, big huge thank you this week goes out to Alvaro L, Amos Reed, Arvids L, Bladecom, Chilbura, Dominic R, Dura Max, Guy Lafleur, Imperialis, Jade Gizmo, Jason S, Jesse W, Julia W, Kesky, Lemon Lodge, Luminos, Michelle M, Mike Wings, Mongrath, Pernasius, Ricky A, Robbie D, Runestar, Rob Sobs, Samuel FL, Scott DS, Shirt Pants, Oasis, Smavin, Snail Mage, Tabby, The Naked Captain, The Dabbing Goat, Tim, Ukulele Steve, Woody, Zant, and Zazakon. Big huge thank you everybody. Right now folks are voting for the next monthly bit, which are 3 leagues-centric options that are on the table. The options that we presented that people are voting for right now include to region lock or not region lock as one of the options, why old school and RS3 leagues hit differently, and the beauty of the grind. That vote is going on until Sunday, and after that people will be able to hear that episode when it goes out. So if you want to hear that when we deliver at patreon.com/RSBANB, sign up there. Starting for as little as $1 a month, you'll receive access to that episode and the entire back catalog of monthly bits, in addition to supporting the podcast. You also, of course, get voting rights for future monthly bits. For $3 a month, you'll receive a VIP rank in our Discord, which includes a special chat channel, get a mention on the podcast at the start of the month, and access to high-quality stereo versions of the show. And, of course, we also have the Insider tier, where for $5 a month, you'll receive a shout-out on the podcast and gain exclusive access to the clips that we use to make the clip show at the end of the year. So a big, huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. Patreon.com/RSBNB. And let me just get an updated stat on where the voting is at right now on this monthly bit poll. Presently, to region lock or not region lock is the first one in the lead. And all the options have votes. So there is a second place contender, but there's a distant third place contender as well. So If you're a Patreon member and haven't voted in that, you have until Sunday to vote on that. Do any of those topics pique any of your interests here?
I mean, I like to grind because I'm not about yucking on someone else's yums.
Okay.
Cool. I like the regional locking one. I think that might bring more of what I was looking for.
Interesting. Okay, we'll talk about that in the quest discussion a bit after. Okay. What do you think, Sir Dones?
Yeah, I mean, this being my first leagues, I don't really have much of an opinion. Like, I don't really have an opinion about region locking because I don't have much of an opinion on it. I don't know. I feel like I'm not the right audience for these.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. But patreon.com/RSBANDB. All right, Tanis, what have you done this week? What have you done that has just completely thrown out everything from the plan?
So, I made a choice. And I rejuvenated myself this week when I got to what's it, tier 4.
Yes.
Yeah. And because it was a hard choice between, I thought for sure I would be a production master, but the more I looked at it, the more I thought about it, the harder the choice became, because to me I was seeing the brooch, with the urns and all that stuff as being the main kind of thing. Because when I thought about it, I'm like, this doesn't hit smithing, and every other production skill is fast. Like, it's so fast, and at 10 times XP, I'm like, I just don't. It sounded really, really good, but the more I dug into it, the less appealing it was. And I was talking to my friend, I'm like, I don't know, man. I was like, I'm thinking about golden footed. The reason I was thinking about golden footed was like the agility was killing me, and I thought I had to do the agility to get through, to get to Priff, right?
Oh no!
And I was, yeah, right. I know. It turned out that wasn't the case at all. But, but my buddy was like, I wish I had done that. I was like, seriously? It's like, yeah, I really wish I had done that. And so I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go golden footed. It was the best thing I ever did. I hit 99 like the next day. The next day. I mean, not only am I in Priff, but I'm doing Priff course, like, just boom. That 20% added course XP.
200.
That
200%.
100%. Yeah, okay. There we go. I missed a 0. Did I mention I can't see very well? Anyway, so it's like 200%. And then on top of that, like, I'm banking like 100K every lap. Every lap. Now, I know that ain't shit compared to perfection, but for right now, I also have always struggled with money, and I've always struggled with agility. So when Shane was first talking about skill solvers, I thought, I'm not going to need to worry about that. It's going to move fast. Until I got to agility, until I needed money, and then I'm like,
can I ask a question?
Golden footed.
What do you need money for? Because I haven't had, like, I'm sitting on like 3 mil, and I don't need money.
Well, I hadn't even been able to do the rune metrics thing because I couldn't afford enough runes.
The BitsBytes.
Oh, BitsBytes.
Yeah. Or, yeah, not to Rune Goldberg, sorry. Thank you, Avernick. He speaks Tanis. Cool.
I getcha. I also immediately went to the rune shop, too, when I had money.
So, yeah, I mean, that's been the big one, but, like, you need it here and there. Like, I've needed it for fishing stuff, food, feathers, lots of feathers. I mean, you need money here and there, like, especially this early game, low point task stuff that you just got to bang out. So
all the fort stuff I've been buying, all the stone and all that.
Yeah, it's been
the stone is expensive.
So a lot of that stuff has been really, really good. Plus, I got my silver hawks, man, or my golden hawks. They're even better. My golden hawks.
They proc 10 times more fast.
Dude, and they're awesome. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to hit 50 mil, but
I mean, like, here's the thing. There's tasks for 50 mil and getting a 200. So you might as well,
here's the,
for skills that are easy like that, for agility, go for it.
Well, speaking of which, remember when I also said another skill solver early on for me was my first change I made, which was 5-finger. Another one of the best choices I ever made. And this is priff-centric too. Because now, not only do I don't need mass cap. It's there if I need my supers, but guess what? I got Iowa,
yeah.
Yeah, I got them for supers, right? I just all day long, my hands in the elf pocket, right? Like just give me all your shit. I'm just,
elves for taste.
It is great. Like, I'm the only things that I'm missing right now is I need to try to get sinkholes because I need dungeon tokens so bad.
Why do you need dungeoneering tokens?
For some of the tools like the auto heater, things that I will need in the 99.
Get a friend to take you to elite dungeons for mini bosses.
That would be nice. But I mean, my combat isn't good. I mean, it's
I mean, as long as you tag them and you go with somebody who can carry. In your case,
yeah.
Sounds like you're volunteering, Shane.
I can volunteer later in the league, not now.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. If I could just hit a couple, if I can just remember and hit a couple sinkholes and get a couple good lamps, couple good, token boxes, like that would be.
Oh yeah, the
another thing you might do for tokens since you chose excavator. Rush the Daemonheim site. Rush the Daemonheim site and do the 4-piece collection that gives token boxes.
Oh, for real? Oh, I didn't realize there was
I think it gives large token boxes.
It's like 2
large token boxes for completing it
per collection.
Yeah, that'll be a good source.
Okay, that'd be a real good source because that's because that can be XP too. Okay,
right.
I do have to say, like, on the 5-finger thing, like, I don't regret taking Farming Frenzy, but something that this game mode has really highlighted for me, pickpocketing base rates are ass.
We have become so accustomed to having the relic, the Traherne set, the aura, and everything.
You have the Traherne set. You've done Plague's End.
Well, but the Traherne set doesn't work until you hit 75 Hunter, I think.
Oh, shit.
There's a level on it that you need to hit before the pickpocketing works. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, because it becomes Gloves of Silence.
Yeah.
So you need the level that you need in order to get the stuff to make Gloves of Silence.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, like, I don't regret taking Farming Frenzy, but if I had to pick a different one, I would pick 5-finger because there is so much pickpocketing you have to do early in the game, and it sucks so much. It's so painful.
And see, that's the thing with thieving. I was talking to thieves about this who used to run a thieving clan and guests in the friends chat. I'm like, so what do we got in this league for thieving? And he's like, not much. It's in a really bad state. Your best bet is to play it like how you played it on your Iron Man.
Right.
But see, that is exactly why I ended up doing it, was because for me, getting this stuff is so much easier to get it from the elves and to get it through thieving than any other way. So
I think that of the tiers of relics, I think tier 2 was the most sure before the league started and has become the most. Maybe the other ones have merit after we've been playing it. Am I wrong in saying that?
Aside from tier 1, tier 2 is the only one I didn't think about for more than a minute.
Oh, really?
But
well,
yeah, because it's
Shane farming.
Yeah,
you're a special case.
And Zerdones, you said you already did this, but I'm really looking forward to the perfection, not for the money, but the same friend I was talking to about Golden Footed they went from 1 to, or whatever it was, like they did 200 mil in 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's super quick.
It's which I'm like, that sounds.
And isn't there something with sprinklers too?
Apparently sprinklers are a really good source of smithing XP because they give smithing XP when you make them. Who
That
knew?
will do. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all you need is buckets of water.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because everything
I
else is
can't
invention
wait.
materials, which is infinite.
Yeah, I absolutely can't wait for. I can't wait for that one. So we're working there.
This week on How It's Made, garden sprinklers.
And
Buckets of
I
water.
want to.
Turns out need water. Who knew?
And what you have in your pockets, that's enough.
And Shane, remember going into leagues, I think the thing that I took away coming into this was you kept saying, you know, it's a different way. You got to think about task
first and then what's going to make doing those tasks easier and what's going to make the skills around those tasks easier. That's what you govern your relic pick with.
Yeah. Well, I ran that through a brew filter, and this is what came out. And I think it's the quote of the leagues, if you ask me. He said, and I quote, "Leagues is like the Quran. It's all the same characters, but it's a completely different story." I said, huh.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
That makes sense. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, that does.
The
The different characters bit, not the Quran connection.
Yeah, well, I thought it was hilarious. Well, I mean, you know, that's the.
Yeah, it's not the worst analogy.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
All right. Well, that's, you know, I raised my eyebrow when you told me, but I feel a lot more informed now.
Well, it makes sense for me. I'm not like it wouldn't be how someone else or whatever, but like to me, this path it's been the perfect path for me. You know, I'm here for the ride. I'm usually not here for the ride. I'm usually here for the destination. This time, it's all about the ride.
And what does that mean?
I think I had a similar thought to you, Tanis, about Production Master. Like, Production Master didn't really feel that useful to me because, it doesn't touch thieving, or it doesn't touch smithing. And, like, with XP multipliers, like, how hard is leveling the other skills, really? But, I knew I was going to do clues, so Clue Connoisseur made sense to me. I think, given how you play and how you wanted to play, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And with
yay, I'm not certifiable.
And with that, we get to your combat choice.
My combat choice.
With Barbarism.
I am loving it, and I can't wait to get more into it. Like, I'm working a little bit right now to unlock my invention. I got to do a little bit of fort stuff. I really do need to do a little bit of a questing. Housekeeping, but I cannot wait to really dig into my barbarism. I've got my dragon halberd, I've got my, you know, but I'm not real high level. You know, we're mid 60s, so, but I can't wait to get out there and just start slaying. You know, that's my jam. There's some good points and some Slayer paths.
And God Wars and all that stuff like that too.
Yeah,
that's
so I'm really can't wait. That might be a week 3. You know, I might spend the rest of this week just tying up loose ends and really getting into the combat stuff. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I'm really
and
looking forward to it in a way I don't usually.
I think Barbarism is a really good choice because, as Zerdone's kind of alluded to, it comes on a lot quicker than the Necromancy stuff does. And I went with Necromancy. I got, you know, within a hair from tier 5 after the show last Thursday. I was really not available on Friday and Saturday last week, so I came back on Sunday and bam, I chose Necromancy. And I don't know. I get it. I get what Zerdone said. And I see where Necromancy can go. But I also see where Barbarism and Melee can go. And for my brain, I feel like I probably spent 3 to 4 hours working on Necromancy-related adjacent things that I don't necessarily know if I would have done if I would have gone Barbarism instead. And that has been my thing as to, you know, realizing that there's rewards I want on a second character, so maybe there's some sort of thing going on in there for next week.
I mean, and you got there fairly quickly, but like once again, you're kind of sticking with, you know, your play style, whereas I'm doing the same exact thing. Like Barbarism fits my play style because of that sustainability. Like,
well, the
that's
thing that
huge
the
for
healing.
me.
and the thing that was really selling Barbarism for me as I was deliberating on it over the weekend was that base damage of 500 increase and not necessary
nice
and being immediately rolled into things like the Dragon Halberd and then Crystal Halberd and then just moving on to Bandos and whatnot after that, and then the Laniakea, which I don't.
You have a really easy gear progression.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't necessarily know. Like, you're rolling the dice on RNG for that, especially when it comes to the Laniakea spear.
Yes.
But at the same time, how much time am I putting into this necromancy gear to get up to the tier 90?
And
stuff.
I mean, your drops are 4 times, and eventually, what, 6 times?
Yeah, and I'll be at
yes.
Raziel doing that, which, based on that, it should be about 150, 200 KC to get what I want.
Yeah, I mean, you can get really unlucky with any boss. There's someone in our clan in Clan Quest who went melee, and he is on, last I checked in with him, he was on 6 hours of Rathus and still 1 piece off of the spear.
Damn.
So, yeah, you can go very unlucky. And I feel like that's melee. One of the benefits to Necromancy, I think, is that there's less of that randomness in the gear progression.
But you also
melee is sort of similar.
Yeah, but you also have the same amount of power that you have in the game, because the way conjures work in terms of the damage is that they are more impactful to your total overall Necromancy DPS earlier on in your journey.
Right. Yeah, because they have that 25% increase, which also increases the healing of the ghost, which is nice.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I haven't needed food anywhere with the ghost, so that's been very nice. But you could have that same story with Melee as well.
Sure.
In that case, so it. Would I have done it differently? I don't know, because, like I said, a week and a half ago before League started, I just finished off getting tier 90 Necro stuff on the group Iron Man. So that
went from Necro into Necro.
So that is something that's there, but at the same time, I didn't necessarily trust myself with going to Zuck in Melee.
Right.
If that makes sense. Granted, you can do it with the +3 range with the halberd, but still, right? Necromancy is the comfortable spot, and I wanted to at least be able to do all the PVM that I could do in the main game, and I wasn't sure that I would be able to do that with Melee, and that's what went on to Necromancy there for that in the grand scheme of things. But with some of the rewards that are there, and with these league points going over to the main and the group Iron Man not being able to GE, there's a reason to spin up another account for a few thousand points at some point. So that'll likely be the Melee question on that. But Tanis, anything else on Barbarism here before I move on into some other things here?
No, not on Barbarism in particular.
All right, fair enough. The other thing that I wanted to mention, Clue Connoisseur, Zardones, I don't know how much you leaned into yours.
What do you mean leaned
into? How many hard clues have you done?
Lots.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find. I'm mining, so I don't have my book on me.
Okay, I did 75.
Might also be the task count.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm actually currently only at 37 hards. Okay. I have a bunch in my bank I need to do.
I did 75, and I basically got to a point where I stopped getting collection log notes for it. That's how many I did. So the hard clues have pretty much been exhausted. So the next step is to move on to mediums and elites.
Yeah, I find the elites are really nice to do because, like, the problem I've been having, especially with the hards and the masters to a lesser extent, is because I don't have the hidey holes, the emote clues are a skip.
Yes.
There's a lot of locations, like locked locations, like the Grand Tree or Darkmire or Mostly Harmless, where it's like, okay, that's a skip. So like a lot of the tiers, there's just a lot of cycling them with the backpack, waiting for one that I can actually do. But elites, it's just zip, 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 zip.
Are you doing the puzzles?
I am doing the puzzles, but I'm doing them with Alt 1 because I'm a cheater. So they're very easy to do with Clue Trainer.
Yeah, that makes sense. Where are you getting your elites? I need a place for elites.
I've honestly not been farming them. I've just got them. I've just been getting clues and doing them as I'm getting them. I think the meta for farming elites is... Oh, give me a second. I can pull it up pretty quickly. The meta for gathering elites is Abyssal Lords or Wilderness Beasts.
Oh, interesting.
Abyssal Beasts.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
That's the Clue Chasers meta.
Another fun thing with the hards is that, of course, produced a bunch of masters, and in 5 masters clues, I got 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Collect 10 items
masters
for the master's collection log, obtain a die, or third age or second age, and collect 15 items for the master clues. That was 1,000 points from like 5 or 6 master clues.
Yeah, master clues are great. Yeah.
So they just went, onto the list and off the list like that. So.
Yep.
There was that side of it. And, I also, I think when it comes to the clues, like I said, I tabulated about 5,000 points in clues. So that was the bulk of my push from tier 4 to tier 5.
Yep.
Which, I mean, easy enough with the Globetrotter outfit. So no regrets there on that decision. One thing I did want to, I guess, bring into the necromancy discussion to bring it back to that is just a thing that we can use to pivot into quests. Everybody's been talking about needing to do the full necromancy line for Raziel and even up to Hermod and whatnot, right? But you mentioned earlier when Avernick was talking about his necro gear is that you could just do the necromancy stuff in melee armor.
Yep. Or any other armor that you can make and wear. Because as long as you have the relic, you have 100% hit chance.
Yeah, so
it's overridden.
So the
100%.
only thing you're really missing out on then is the power boost.
Right. So
so it's a question of, if you want to go and do things like Nex and whatnot for the tier 80.
Right.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I think my plan is get up to Ganodermic and then go into Raziel with Animate Dead.
That's not a bad play.
And then I'll camp Raziel for a bit and get at least the weapons.
The weapons, yeah.
Yep, tasks.
And then
tasks and also weapons.
Yeah,
the lantern especially.
What about the and honestly at that point I think maybe the armor is a bigger draw than the weapons, just for the power boost that it gives to the plus necromancy damage.
Yeah, I mean the lantern, like having more soul stacks is still really nice.
And it was just this constant back and forth between, do we go this path and eventually do the Raziel thing, or go the melee path, which is a little bit more PVM centric. And I think if anything, that was probably the biggest cold feet factor that existed. And then I'm like, oh, we don't necessarily need to do the necro armor, so that maybe makes things just a tiny bit easier.
Yeah. Well, you do still need to do the upgrade tasks.
Yeah, the killing tasks, obviously.
And you still need to do some rituals, because even if you do the combat versions of those tasks, which is what I've been doing, not doing the communion rituals, you still need to do the ensoul material tasks.
Yeah.
And there's a task for doing a powerful communion ritual, which I'll get to at some point. And you do need to do at least the Hermod quest, because you can't do the tier 70 upgrade task until you do that quest. She won't give it to you.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think, if anything, we talked with Zant last week about the ranged choice, and that's an entirely different choice than this swap between melee and necromancy here. But I think it just depends on how you want to play. If you want the more RNG based approach, you can go for melee, or if you want something that's going to get you guaranteed a specific amount of time, you go for necromancy on that. And again, I don't necessarily think there's any wrong choice, but I think when it comes to raw power and output, I think melee is still probably a bit ahead than where necromancy is.
With the plus 500, it could be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. All right. We were watching, and lots of people were wanting more quests auto-completed, and I know how you feel about this, Avernick. I heard that sigh.
That was intentional.
I know. So we got an update today from Mod Hooli on the question around quests and the rewards of quests, and it's not going to be possible to provide access to buyers without the quest line being complete. So you're safe there. You can go play in the Myreki sandbox.
No.
Oh no. Anyway.
And while Gothic Sleep's rewards are also proving incredibly complicated to solve safely.
But they think they'll get
Yeah,
them.
they think they'll get them by providing a way to get down to the tormented demons without doing the quest. So that's what they settled on. Probably not Vire access, but the Sun Spear and the Vire Watch outfit will be made available from the Sage after picking your Tier 5 relic. The Fairy Tale quest line, a Draman Staff will be able to be claimed from the Sage after picking your Tier 3 relic. Why does that need to be there?
I really don't. Well, I mean, there's a lot of
Lost City is a 5-minute quest.
Yeah, Lost City is very easy. I mean, there is a fair bit of stuff that depends on having access to fairy rings.
I got one. The Slayer person there is who I need to be with right now, but I can't because
it is a 5-minute
quest
quest
right now.
The Raptor exists.
I don't want to deal with.
The Raptor exists.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's but I got 2 quests to go through because of that one. So, yeah.
Continuing on.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
I think the main reason is just to take pressure off of Fairy's Flight and give people access to fairy rings.
But that's the point of taking Fairy's Flight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that.
And let's be real here. The Fairy Tale 1, 2, and 3, and again, farming bias. It's a very fun quest line.
Doesn't it have real farming in it?
I mean, no, but you got all the fairy names, and you got them talking like New York gangsters.
I mean, having real farming might actually be a problem, like CF,
I would say, yeah.
Garden of Tranquility.
Right.
If you took Farming Frenzy.
Yeah.
Especially.
And doing Lost City is a task, like going to Xanaris.
It's 80 points.
Like,
yeah, it is.
It's
yeah.
like,
Oh, what? Seriously?
Yeah.
it's just
Oh, son of a bitch. Now I gotta do it. God, see what?
And you don't even need to do the
quest.
fletch a weapon on
it.
Entrina. All you do is you get your highest level hatchet, put it on your tool belt, then when you're in that cave on Entrina, remove it from your tool belt. Done.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
It's at the point where it's taking away any friction, which maybe that's the point.
Well, let's continue. 4, 4, and 3 for the quest line will have 10 times build speed increase during new foundations. The Slayer...
Everyone starting the league with 75 construction.
Yeah,
cool.
basically.
The
Slayer helmet will be made available in the Slayer shop without the need to complete smoking kills.
Oh, thank goodness.
I don't hate that one so much.
For Extinction...
Yeah, I did smoking kills today, and that quest is really janky.
Yeah. But we already get full Slayer points. So what do you need it for?
Yeah.
Slayer helmet? Or is it a task?
Well, now
it might be a
nothing.
task, no?
You need
I
it
think
for
it might be a
Simona.
task.
Okay.
I mean, most things...
to get her.
All right.
Might be a task.
Extinction, the Dream of Aya will be available without quest completion, and the Enriched Pontifex Shadow Ring will be awarded at Tier 6.
This one was really funny when they asked, what do you even want from this quest? In the first
why?
Because I think most of the responses were for Dine Arrows and the Ring of Vigor thing.
Which you already get.
But the thing is, with Dream of Aya, should this arrive, this will allow you to make Herblore XP with your Anachronia resources.
Yeah, Dream of Aya becomes really easy leveling in a lot of skills.
Especially once you have advanced time, yeah.
Yeah, very especially once you have advanced time.
Again, it's like, okay, so now there's 6 skills that you just sit there. Sure.
Yeah. And, of course, Raziel and Hermod will be available without quest completion and soul requirement as a Tier 5 passive.
I also don't hate that one, but it's fine. Like, I did Ghost Ahoy, and yeah, people shouldn't have to do Ghost Ahoy.
Here's the thing that I think's going on here. I think people have a perception of going into a region and having everything complete but the last 1 or 2 quests, because that is what happens with old school leagues as a result of region locking.
Right.
I think that is the precedent that was set here and what people expected. But without region locking, that brings it to an entirely different thing here on RS3 in terms of how the league functions. And this has actually been the reason for 2 of the monthly bit topics here, believe it or not. The discourse around this, obviously the region locking one, but the beauty of the grind, that topic is going to be about what happens to the game if you remove the XP grind. What other grinds other grinds are in place in the game?
What's left?
What does it mean for skills, quests, and everything else that you have? And it's interesting you say fun, because I think you and I are having a little difference on this, because one thing that has become clear to me over the last week and a bit, looking at this and looking at the things that people want completed, I think what's going on here is that people want these things to be completed because after you remove the XP, the things that people want access to, getting them is really janky. And they're that reward at the end of the journey. And the only reason it's palatable is because you're working there through the journey to get them, if that makes sense. So I think I think this is exposing a bit of jank.
Well, it's definitely exposing jank. I mean, yeah, but when I hear like I don't know, it's hard to not think about someone saying, I walked to school through 6 feet of snow, up a hill,
uphill both ways,
backwards. I mean, what it does to me is it makes it fun, right? Like, it shouldn't be about sitting here and just watching I don't know. Honestly, this might be the only game mode I play. I don't know. Like, I'll always dabble in Iron Man, but it's so slow. Like, this is how I want to play. Let's take the stupid XP and all this. Like, let's just focus on the leveling. Okay, the leveling is fine. It's fun. You're actually seeing the stuff behind it. But I don't think there's some grand conspiracy about, make everything easy. I don't think it's like that. I think quests suck. And people are like, yeah, this sucks. Because they are especially janky.
And in addition to that, I will say that outside of quests, a lot of the grinds to unlock the things that people want are not pleasant. I'll add that on to that. And I think that's what Leagues has exposed for RS3.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot of RS3 design philosophy that goes into making things long in order to keep higher end players engaged. Like, I feel like that's a big part of what was driving the rituals on Necromancy, for instance, is just we need something to keep people stuck in this skill for a long time. Because otherwise, just a combat skill.
Yeah, because you would just go park somewhere.
You're going to go kill things.
Yeah.
You'll go to ED3 and get 99 within a week.
Yeah, I just think like the world is in a different place than 2005.
Absolutely.
Like watching this ticker just tick so slow is not as fun as it used to be.
I think I'm sympathetic to that to an extent. I mean, like I said, I did smoking kills earlier today, and that's a really janky quest with a lot of glitches. Like, I just got randomly booted out of the final boss fight at least 4 times. And I don't know why. I don't know what I did.
And to be fair, I am not, if I can avoid it, I will avoid putting quests on my active to-do list.
What I have more of an issue with, and like I think the one on this list that I take the most umbrage with are the Fairy Tale one and the Hermod and Raziel ones. And I guess Extinction a little bit, but I get like my thing is I feel like they remove like let me start the sentence again. The whole thing about game design at a high level, like the one sentence summary of game design is that it's all about trade-offs.
Yeah.
It's all about giving players the choice between two different things. Both look really fun. You have to make it hard which one to pick. And I feel like some of these take that away from some of the relics that we get.
Right. And see, true. This is the thing. I knew they were discussing things like Hermod and Raziel at the start of this week, and that's what made me click Necromancy as my final thing, knowing I wouldn't need to go through that Raziel quest line. But again, my reasoning is different, I think, than most people, because I just did that a week and a bit ago.
But let's think, okay, I think we need to, but you got to separate some stuff out here when it comes to quest, right? Nothing else in the league, when it comes to rewards, is being locked, right? I mean, it's part of the choices and the things that you're making. So and look, I kind of look at it like a freedom of speech type of thing. Like, I don't like quest. I don't want to do quest. I'll fight for your right to do them, Avernick. I think you should be able to just quest all damn day long.
I know.
But I don't want. But so see, to me, the difference lies in make the points. If you want to do the quest, you get the league points. That way you can play this league however you want. But don't hold the reward that everything else in the game is getting. Nothing else is locked like that. So give us the reward. But if you want to do the quest and get the points.
Well, nothing's locked the same.
It should be.
Nothing's locked the same way.
Same way, but I have to kill 50 Hermod to get my Hermotic plates, or I have to kill 100 Raziel to get my Raziel armor. Like,
that sucks. Yeah.
I know. Like,
and we make that choice going in.
Like
it's not as simple as going to a store and picking up a Dragon Halberd.
But everything is you have to do something for 2 hours or 1 hour or whatever to get something else out of it.
Is take
3 hours, whatever it is.
To look at it at a different example, like Golden Footed. If I didn't take Golden Footed, so there are a whole bunch of tasks behind agility, and there's a whole bunch of content that requires interacting with agility that it's not locked per se, but it is behind a barrier. It is obscured from me by the requirement to go and train agility. I don't get agility. Like, you took Golden Footed, you get agility basically for free.
Then we have to do
all
farming.
Of that is open to you. Or you took Five Finger Discount, so you get like all of the pickpocketing content for free, basically.
I feel like Quest just put on a different tier than all these skilling things and boss things. As like the skilling and boss things are the ones where it's okay to have trade-offs and whatnot. And the Quest was like, well, no, not those. Those aren't on the trade-off list. Those are on the they're all should be included.
Well, and
again, I am sympathetic to an extent,
right,
because especially some of the early quests can be kind of
some of the
not the best.
Shiloh Village sucks.
But look at the tree, the quest requirement tree to get to Welgothic
Fort ones
Sleeps.
And the Extinction ones. Why?
Yeah, I'm mainly looking at Welgothic Sleeps right
though,
now because that's the Dragon Claws source.
Which is okay. You didn't take specialists. You don't get Dragon Claws after looking at a tormented demon. I feel like that's part of the appeal to specialists, right? Is that you don't have to do the grinds for all of the special weapons.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it makes them fire off faster. But
sorry, I'm not trying. I get.
No. You're good.
Not all quests are built equal. And some of them were made in 2008, and some were made in 2018.
Like the requirements on Wall Gothic Sleeps. I mean, it's Fremenic up to Dream Mentor. It is Arav up to Defender of Varrock, Shiloh Village, Ikov, Legends Quest, Gnomes up to Path of Glaufrey, Tears of Gothic's Wanted, Hunt for Surrak, and be able to enter the Warriors Guild.
It's a lot.
And they were, based on that, people who didn't want to do
and maybe
this
is a difference opinion on what the league should be. Like I should be able to have Dragon Claws. I want to be the craziest meleeer with the absolute optimized build. And there's the other side of it is can you get around not having Dragon Claws?
You can.
Maybe.
But here's the thing that you got to, Avernick. I think you hit on a very important point, is that the perception of this league, I think, is different than what people were expecting as a result of the old school leagues. Because everything in the old school league is built around those region unlocks and having everything except for
and
those
that's why I was very
one
interested
or
in the region locking topic.
Yeah.
Yes, because I think that changed perception. Like, it's not how can I do everything, it's how can I get around the things I don't have.
Yeah, and without region locking, the progression becomes how do I unlock most of what is the RuneScape
literally the
game
best
world
thing
that allows us to min-max.
Why do I feel like all the topics now are going to how can I make next league shittier for people that are enjoying it now?
Well, and see, that's the thing, is that I think a lot of people wanted this to be the old school league, but
I didn't.
Right, and see, that's the thing.
I like this. I don't want no one to change or move the cheese.
But see, the thing that another thing I've realized over the last week and a bit is that this league is fundamentally different because the obvious thing to say is that our game is different, but the thing that is the biggest difference is that in RS3, quests unlock the game. Whereas in old school, it is skills and combat unlock the game. And that's what those leagues heavily focus on.
And where it doesn't, they get rid of the league. Yeah.
That's why I think the quest should be a path. You can do as much or as little, but I don't think it, I don't. But regardless, please guys, don't make it shittier. Don't make it shittier for the people that enjoy it. Like, that sucks.
All right. Let's move on to what everybody's going to be getting after we walk home on the cold November morning on Remembrance Day and Veterans Day after this is all done. The rewards showcase. You'll, of course, be able to get your trophy, but you'll have the option of picking up Hexy, the little sage pet, as well as combat overrides for Reflect, Snapshot, Bloat, Detonate, and Flurry. So basically one for each combat style there. There's also a resting animation, a cosmetic aura, the teleport override, the 3 outfits we talked about previously, weapon overrides for staff and baton, plus tool overrides for hatchet, harpoon, and pickaxe. So I want the tools, and I want the teleport, and I think that's probably about it for me. How does everybody else feel?
Then you're done with the league.
Yeah, you're a cheap date.
I know. What does everybody else want?
I always like the combat overrides, and I still want the combat overrides, but in my heart of hearts, I need everything.
Okay, so you need like 64,000 points then.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I need all the things. I need the things.
Man after my own heart.
What do you have?
And I knew that going in. I went in expecting that I would need at least 60,000 points because we knew the dragon tier going in.
Thank God it's not
but
much
you
more
don't
than
necessarily need them, do you? Because most of everything on this list will be tradable.
that. But not the dragon trophy.
Not the
so
trophy.
You do need that.
Trophy.
Not the trophy.
Not the
So yes,
trophies.
60k is technically the minimum. Yes, if you have GP.
Yeah, but I want them myself. I want mine.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing why I'm saying I need to, consider getting more points probably on the group Iron Man characters, because I know we can buy things on the GE, but I just don't know if these will be on there, and I'd much rather not use our precious GIM money for cosmetics.
Yeah. Right, it's shared money. It's not even just your own.
Right?
That's
like,
funny.
I mean, hey, guys, let's make 1 billion GP on the group Iron Man so I can buy myself a green Santa hat for Christmas.
Right.
So you can purchase a lot of these things, but the other ones, like the trophies and whatnot, are tradable. Tanis, are there any you're after here?
I'll probably start from the top and just click until I run out of points.
Hell yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, fair enough, yeah. I like the bloat one. Makes bloat red instead of green. Maybe I'll pick that one up.
Does bloat have an override already?
No, I don't think it does.
Well, then that's very worthwhile.
I was also...
It might. I kind of checked out Treasure Hunter.
I was also hoping that the pickaxe could be used as an archaeology matic, since you used it as both in the game.
Maybe next league.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But this seems to be following the relatively typical path that they have put in place for previous old school leagues. I know people wanted to see them. We knew they were on the way, and here they are. So
this is a very minor point, but I was reflecting on this, looking at the pet, and like, I get wanting to do a pet. Am I crazy in thinking that the sage doesn't matter?
As a person?
As a character, yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Like, it feels kind of weird to me to have the league's pet be the sage, because like I've gone this entire league without interacting with him at all. I was watching one of our clan questers streaming his first day of leagues, and he didn't even know who they were. It was just like, wait, who is this person standing in Lumbridge? Who are you?
I guess just a tie to old school. It's like all it really is.
I mean, if you die and lose items, like if you lose your pickaxe, you lose your teleport trinket, or you lose your globetrotter, that's where you go to pick it up again.
But they're reclaimable from death.
I know, but I mean, hey, what if you die the old-fashioned way?
Yeah, I feel like that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess. Who's turning on PvP in the year 2025?
People who wanted to experiment with the demonic skull.
Silly. And they realized it sucked.
Yeah, they realized it sucked in leagues.
Like, thank God. Yeah, the sage is a fine character. I feel like, remember when we were like, ooh, maybe is there something more narrative going on in the league?
Right.
No.
In fact, possibly less.
He doesn't even have a face.
Yeah, maybe.
No, the face is all jazz, just jazz face.
And then what are they going to do next league? Is it still going to be jazz themed?
I feel like there should have been a task just to talk to the sage.
Well, technically there is, because that's how you get your first relic.
Was that how it started?
Is it?
I think so.
That was not clear at all. It was tutorialized entirely through tutorial pop-ups.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like,
right.
It wasn't dialogue.
Yeah, I'm looking at this
talking.
Task ID 0 Leagues tutorial. Okay.
Yeah.
Just exists.
Yeah, he's just there.
All right. Well, that's the rewards. Let's talk about the far future then, and thieving. Actually, no, we do have it. We have a few.
Hopefully not too far.
No, hopefully not too far.
Winter 2017.
Let me just bang off some patch notes first. I forgot we had these here.
Sure. Patch notes.
Players are now unable to teleport out of the Fist of Guthix lobby using the portable fairy ring. Unable to? Shouldn't you be able to? What's with that?
What are there item restrictions in there? I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Or does it leave them queuing or something if they do it the wrong way?
Maybe.
I would assume, I generally am going to assume that any weird patch note involving leagues is just because it puts the game in a weird state.
Yeah,
Right.
probably.
It's bugged and it's trying to put them in a game while there's somewhere else in the world.
Some event flag that doesn't get tripped because you just like mod teleported to a different game square.
Yep.
The enchanted key can now be reclaimed from Jaral.
That's a good one.
All dragon masks now count for the complete, are now able to complete the task, equip any dragon mask.
Also good.
The task for panning an uncut jade has been changed so that it can now be done after completing dig site by having the panning train your inventory and attempting to pan for jade. That was something.
Skill issue.
Yeah, that was something that got me.
Yeah, I knew some people.
The Taverley Mill now counts for the make some flour task.
Good.
Cleansing the Gate of Validness will now have the loot correctly appear outside the boss instance arena, and killing 5 Ripper demons will now properly complete the task. Players who have killed 5 beforehand will now have the task completed upon login.
Fine stuff.
Yeah, not too much there in addition to the hot
all
fixes,
the cold fixes
from the previous week.
Or hot fixes and all that, yeah. Both.
All right, so what are we thinking for this thieving update? Is this far future, near future? What's the deal here?
November-ish?
Yeah,
What?
I mean it was scheduled for winter of this year.
Really?
So
Before Haven Heights, yeah.
yeah, I think it's coming this year.
Wasn't Hunter
I'm
first?
Pretty sure. No,
When
Hunter is coming with
No.
Haven.
Oh,
With Haven, that one's with.
okay.
And Mod Sponge put out a post about this. Ooh, I'm going to find it. I want to say 2 months ago. But it might
Yeah,
be
we
3.
talked about that on the show at the time.
Yeah, it was on June 6th. That is almost 4 months ago.
Okay,
was
so this thing's well in
their post.
development then.
Yeah.
Heists. These are solo together activities, and by this they mean your progress is individual, but you'll be able to observe other players progressing throughout the heist, learning from their successes and failures. Think in the spirit of Big Game Hunter, but reimagined for thieving.
I don't know why that would be a good comparison for Alone but Together, but sure.
No, when I think of Alone,
those are instances.
When I think of Alone but Together, I think of Flash events.
Yeah, I think of Perilous Moons mostly from old school.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Infiltrate a secure facility, sneak around the guards and traps, use core thieving skills like pickpocketing, looting chests, or safe cracking to make progress, reach the final vault and secure a prize, and then earn XP and loot proportionate to your efforts. So this is a new way of looking at thieving, it seems, here. There are going to be 2 of them to begin with. First one starts at level 95 to the 105 band, and then the next one is 108 to 118. And yes, that means thieving to 120, not 110.
Yep, straight to 120.
Yeah. That is fine.
Yeah. First one will be a sealed wing of the Caradet archaeology site. And the second one will, I guess, be some sort of, what is this? Dragonkin siege caverns.
Armory? It's an armory, I think.
So is this below Santistan then?
Anachrony, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say this looks a lot like Karapak's lab.
More like the Orthan stuff.
Orthan,
right.
yeah.
Okay, it's got the Dragonkin statues there.
Before he went to Santistan.
Yes.
How do we feel about this going to 120 to start with?
Not entirely surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like one of the criticisms of the 110 updates have been that they kind of just stop at 110.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like it's like they kind of feel constrained, like they have to stay at 110, and so that limits what they can do. So this makes sense to me.
I like their answer though here that the 110s do, because one of the original looking way back at the 110 mining and smithing blog, one of the reasons they said 110 was what they want to do was that when you do 120 for a skill with tiered things, the thing that is at the 100 to 110 band doesn't matter at all.
It's relevant for like a week, and that's it.
Right. Yeah. Whereas thieving, I think they're going to be able to get away with that a little bit more, especially I feel like looking at, because they don't have to stick with just the next tier is the next best thing. Maybe the carrot heist gives something just different from the Dragonkin heist. So they both are relevant in that way.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, generally not surprised.
No, and I think the other thing, in addition to leaning into like this ring mechanic we see here on the first screenshot, have a series of options for whether or not people want to run thieving in the passive way or active gameplay style. I think it's good having a bit of both in that.
Sure.
And I think with this is also another opportunity to look at skilling in general and figure out how to do these 120s, but also make sure that the mid tiers of the skill are looked after, because in addition to these heists, we're also getting new things for thieving when it comes to pickpocketing. Their whole goal with the project, they say, is to deliver the fantasy of being a master thief, create high-stakes, high-reward gameplay that is exciting to repeat, and move away from those purely AFK loops. So with that, in addition to what we have with the heist, this is aimed to be a fresh money-making method for thieving, which they say something is that the skill has really needed. And you look at old school, again, some of their thieving methods, whether it be things like Vyres or Elves, are really good money makers. And I think it makes sense to put thieving in a good tier like that.
Yeah, I think that it being a moneymaker, having the active like heist-like method, I think these were all things that when the call for ideas was put out 4 months ago were clear winners of things that are being said.
Because I know we said, a handful of these things as well, so they must have been fairly obvious, community bullet points.
It feels like it was obvious. And as far as like it feels very full, like they're hitting a lot of stuff. I was looking earlier today at like what the 120 farming and Herbler update was. I've completely forgot the Anachronia farm was with that update.
Really?
This feels much closer. This feels much closer to that than it has the 110. So I feel like they've kind of just said, maybe if we double the budget for these kinds of the skill cap increase update, maybe they'll like it more than double they were liking the 110 updates.
Right, because the problem with
triple
with 110 crafting and 110 fletching is it didn't do anything for under 99. And didn't really iterate on this, because with this there is now going to be new pickpocketing NPCs. They say approximately 30 new pickpocketing NPCs.
That's a lot. It's a lot. Some of them might be like 3 different ones in the same area, kind of like different tiers.
Yeah,
but still.
like the 5 they told us about in the post here: Fire Lords, Archaeology Professor, Wizard Tower Mages, Fairy Traders, and Gobies.
Right.
As well as high-level stalls for fish, gems, and herbs.
Yeah.
If anything,
I don't think these things are going to be highlights, but
no, they are definitely going to be highlights.
Be better than
They're going to be one of my
leagues.
highlights, probably.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, for the group Ironman.
Because I have long said that aside from a few pickpocketing creatures like the Cruxacal folks, the Menophyte Marketeers, the Master Farmers, it's just like what do you use pickpocketing for aside from some early training? Right? Whereas it's nice having pickpocketing options where you can actually get goods from them. So I'm
curious
interested to see what's going to be on the tables.
Right. I was about to say, I'm curious to see what they put on these tables, because like they can't be stepping on too many other toes, right?
No, but the nice thing about thieving is that it does kind of allow for an all-purpose, all-singing, all-dancing economy balancer. You can just kind of put whatever in there. I mean, you want to be a little bit thematic, but you have a lot of, like, you're not constrained to like, oh, we have to put smithing resources, or we have to put woodcutting resources. Like, you can touch every skill
But you can't just put so many smithing resources on that. Like, okay, so we don't do mining anymore. Sure. We don't want to be back in the situation like combat had, where it was the best gathering skill for every gathering skill.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. I mean, as an augmenter, I think it's nice to get, looking at the herb stall in particular. I know one thing we've always struggled with is that wouldn't it be neat if you could, min-max into thieving and then, maybe find another way to get some of those higher level herbs that we've been short on. So that's one of the ones that caught my eye there. And archaeology professors, are we thinking the potential of stealing relics or materials?
Probably materials. Probably materials. Maybe relics as like a very rare.
I think materials and probably some of those, like, those boosters, right? Like the tea and stuff. Monocle.
Yeah, that could be.
Wizard Tower mages?
Accelerators.
Runes, anima stones.
Anima stones, okay. Yeah. It's probably. I'm hoping it's mostly accelerators. Like you still have to go do the thing.
Yeah. I think that's the lesson that they've learned from herbs, basically.
Spirits and herbs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Give accelerators.
What about fairy traders? That one's a
fairy traders, I would think maybe seeds? Because fairies are very associated with farming.
So I guess
maybe growth potions? It's like
maybe growth potions
to grow?
Or higher level seeds than the master farmers.
Yeah.
But overall, there's also going to be new thievable chests in 15 locations that have a reworked chest system that provides a low to mid intensity training option and adds variety in a day-to-day gameplay style.
Reworked chest system is intriguing.
Yeah, because chests have always been like that
mean?
dark horse or black sheep. I mean, that nobody does.
Yeah, chests and doors have always been really weird.
Maybe they feel more confident after that. What was the Centist on the Alchemist chests? Like try to get stuff more along those realms.
Yeah, maybe.
I was surprised that there's like I know you can see it in some of the heist images, but there's no new tier safes. I thought that was a given.
No, I think we have
saves hardly needs a new tier.
I was gonna say, I think we have enough of safe cracking.
No, the ones that were pre-99 are good enough for the 100 to 120.
Especially with the PvP being off in the wilderness, those rogues castle safes are wild.
I know one thing I said that was controversial when this post came out when he was asking for ideas was I said rebalance safe cracking.
To be worse.
Yeah, it really is broken.
Well, we'll see when this arrives. So you're thinking November,
and I think that the reason these two sites were picked, the one that looks a lot like Caradet and the one that looks a lot like Worthen, is because probably graphical budget is tied up in Havenheith right now.
Okay,
so
that would make sense.
Pick places they had good assets for, which is archaeology sites. And then a lot of what they were saying here sounds like when they were pitching archaeology at RuneFest. I feel like the Indiana Jones fantasy tomb raiding, like both of these are raiding an ancient.
Do you remember that
thing?
Game Jam proposal from a number of years ago that was like a skill dungeon that was heavily influenced by thieving, but it was basically like dungeoneering, but thieving and skill focused.
I think this is gonna be a little further away.
Yeah, this is not bad, but this is going to be a little bit more.
Generated.
This is going to be a little bit more confined.
I think it's more like a bespoke thing with maybe like 4 routes. You unlock 1 route at the first level, and 2 levels later, you unlock the next route, and yada yada. But I'm intrigued. I feel like they're doing a lot. It's a big update, but they're also taking the hits where they have to for the budget they have for it.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's being done smartly.
Well, I guess I know what I'm doing next double XP weekend on main.
Training your thieving.
Yep.
Combat dummies. Wait, what?
No.
Something at MCX.
You're just pushing all the buttons here.
I'm trying. I have no quests to talk about.
Oh, okay.
They're trying to take them away.
Yeah. Oh, you poor child. Well, we were wondering last week why Jagex made a post about it reminding people that it's illegal to sell gold and do real-world trading in the game. And we found out why
anymore.
Someone pushed too many buttons.
An old school RuneScape Lithuanian gold farmer tried to make the claim that after they earned nearly $500,000 from selling gold, that it should be tax exempt.
Well, more specifically, they said they shouldn't have to pay business tax on it. As I read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like their
business tax exempt.
The argument, value added tax.
This is just crazy to me. Because we were wondering, where this came from and what the deal was on this. And then, lo and behold, you get into this article. An inspection showed that the operation earned a significant income through 2021 and 2023, totaling 415,484 euros. So with that, in 2021, they earned 199,580 just in the 1 year. And because of this, the operation exceeded the 45,000 euro threshold for small businesses under Lithuanian law, meaning that the applicant had to pay the value-added tax.
To the tune of about 46,000 euros, which is not insignificant.
No.
Well,
20.
Okay.
Almost 10%.
Yeah. Oh, God, 10%? Ooh, it's a good thing this person was so greedy or they would have never been caught. Well, I'm not going to pay my taxes. Like, you know what I mean? If they hadn't been so greedy, they wouldn't have flown under the radar.
Right.
And this raises the question, for the Tax Disputes Commissioner of the Government of the Republic of Lithuania, does the sale of gold from the game of RuneScape fall within the scope of the exempted transactions set out in Article 135, Section 1E of the Value-Added Tax Directive? And if the answer to the first question is a negative, what should be the taxable value of in-game gold according to the provisions of that VAT directive?
I sometimes feel like all of these really serious professional people sound and feel really stupid when they have to talk about our silly little made-up fantasy world in their very serious real-world situations. That just feels so ridiculous to me.
See, this is the same thing as like having a tax on something that is like illegal, right? Like here, like isn't it something like crazy? Like you can get a stamp for like a machine gun or something, but there's only like a couple of stamps, and they're very something like that. Somebody will quote me on that, but that's what it reminds me of. Is like you can do it. Kinda. Maybe.
Well, I mean, it's like in the U.S., there's a box on your IRS forms for reporting your illegal income. The IRS doesn't care how you got, as long as you pay taxes on it.
As long as you pay taxes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So what would fall under that? Like drug running, prostitution?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't remember
those are the
exactly
big hitters,
what it is, but
I mean, yeah, there was a couple.
I don't remember exactly what the label on the box is, but yeah, there is a box for income from like non-legal sources, where you don't want to say how you got it, but you do want to report the income.
So, but
you don't want to end up like alcohol.
So basically, what you're saying is Lithuania and the EU needs an option to report illegal income, and this person will be fine.
Well, except as this article points out, this isn't actually illegal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jagex would like it to be illegal.
Well, it's illegal in the sense that it's against the rules of the
service.
game.
Yeah.
But it's not actually breaking the law.
Right.
The reason this guy's in trouble is just because he had income he didn't pay tax on. He had business income that did not pay business VAT on, which he's supposed to.
Which if he did, he'd be fine.
And he lived in the wrong country.
I actually find this article kind of interesting from
it really is.
Tax perspective, because essentially his argument is that gold should be like the logic is that it falls within certain very specific exceptions to the VAT law. One of them being like there's no value-added tax on secondhand goods. Like if you buy something new, you pay sales tax on it. You don't pay that sales tax when you resell it. So the argument is, well, I got this gold from the game, and then I bought it from them. I gave them money. They gave me a quote unquote good, and I am now reselling it. Should I have to pay tax on that? I mean, I think the answer is intuitively yes, but it's still kind of interesting.
But doesn't bonds really throw a wrench in that argument? Because now it's not like, now there's a comparable good.
But it's like what you said,
so
Tanis.
It's not like just the game.
The rate on bonds versus what you can do illegally, gold farming, especially on old school, is just so out of whack that you have cases like this where it's more profitable to do it illegally.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why the market exists. I mean, I don't know that it's a fair comparison to the facts of the case because bonds aren't income.
No.
But no, like you're saying, like if someone pays real money and they're getting the gold from the game, but wouldn't like a comparison actually be like would be the bond? If that's what you pay money for.
Yeah, the bonds on old school right now, by the way, are 14.3 mil. And that's at a high.
Yeah, they're. I haven't looked at them recently on RS3. They've been pretty up. I've seen.
But if he had lived here, he called it a tip, and it would have been fine.
No tax on digital creators anymore.
Oh, really?
You don't have to pay taxes for shit
in the U.S.
unless you work for a living over here. Unless you like make wages, you don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah, basically.
Don't do that. Don't make wages.
Yeah, don't work for a living. Don't make.
You got to make your money the old-fashioned way by having rich family members.
Yeah,
classic.
And side hustles and investments in foreign countries
in Ireland.
That's awesome.
Have your official legal residence in Ireland.
You can go Irish sandwich.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it's a funny thing to laugh about. Obviously, there's real consequences on the Jagex side. But the main reason I included this in is just because, we were wondering, where did this come from? Was there like some incident involving, an uptick in real world trading as a result of, leagues? Or was it something else? And lo and behold, here we are.
Seems like there was a one-off.
Some dude did his silly thing.
Like that's what I want to know. Did they get the permanent ban?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Take down the network.
But yeah, there we have it.
Wait, you think it was a bot farm too? I mean, it kind of has to be, right?
I think it would have to be.
Money?
Yeah, especially
it's either a bot farm or it's like the old school version of a bot farm where it's just a warehouse full of low paid workers.
Lithuania. Where is Lithuania? I don't even know.
It's like Central Eastern Europe.
It's where all the NATO stuff is happening these days.
Is it an old Eastern Bloc country? Because I could see that. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Baltic states.
Yeah.
But all right. Moving on, we do have a few achievements this week. So just a word of note on League's achievements. If you get tier 7, if you max, if you get any other major accomplishments while doing Leagues, feel free to post them in the achievements channel and we'll work them into the show. So this week we got Snail Mage, who hit the big 10K. Lemon maxed.
Nice.
120 Dungeoneering, 120 Cooking, and has been on the front page numerous times this week. So very, very busy. And Sir Jones, you got the Rocky Pet right before we began here.
I did, right in pre-show, doing some mining.
Very nice.
Also got 99 mining as we were recording.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Then we also have in the main game Chimney Lax with 99 crafting on the 21st, Juan Peru with 120 magic, Chimney Lax again on the 19th with 99 agility, and Lady Claw with 200 million fishing on the 19th. Good work, everyone.
Very nice.
All right, Zerdones, what do we got for pick of the week?
Yeah, so can it run Doom? we're all gamers of a certain age. We're all familiar with Doom, the pioneering, not even pioneering, like the first person shooter, inventor of the genre, to the point that there was a period of about 10, 15 years where we just called them Doom clones because we didn't know what else to call them. There has been, basically ever since Doom first came out, there has been a cottage industry of running Doom on things that should not run Doom. And I recently stumbled across this website, which lists a whole bunch of them. So and it links to like videos and occasionally to GitHub repositories with the source code and things. And it's really interesting to see what things people have made run Doom. Like there's people who have managed to make VLC media player run Doom, pure SQL run Doom, pregnancy tests, graphing
That's
calculators.
the big one, the pregnancy test.
Yeah, the pregnancy test is an interesting one. Fitness watches, Grafana, which is a dashboard visualization software. There's like someone managed to get Doom running on an air fryer. Like it's just, I find this hilarious because it really illustrates how inundated we are with computers.
Yeah. And how powerful
like
they
you
are.
said. I mean, I think part of the reason Doom gets used for this is because Doom is not a very big game. Like it's if you pull out all of the dependencies, I think it's under a meg just for the data.
Well, yeah, because
I mean, you pull out the sound and the color.
Like when you consider the world, they would, and the higher tech version ship this on a 1.44 3.5 floppy disk, but you could ship that on half the size on the old 5 1/4s as well.
Oh yeah, easily.
And we were talking about this as well, just in general about Doom, is that I was aware that the map making engine part of Doom was very revolutionary for the time that it was, and changed how that entire generation of video games was built. So there's a lot of things about this little game that were in many ways the first modern first-person shooter that really influenced the way things were done there in the early 90s.
Doom was a very important game for when it came out. Like it invented the first-person shooter genre. It was also, I think, the hallmark of the transition to full 3D.
Yeah.
Because like Doom was not a 3D game. It was what's called 2.5D, where they basically cheat with cleverly angling 2D planes to make it look like there's depth, but there actually isn't. And Doom didn't invent this, but Doom managed to do things with the 2.5D engine that nobody thought were possible. Like they managed to do slopes and rooms on top of other rooms. And it was a very remarkably advanced game for its time. And yet it was also so well optimized that it required very few hardware requirements, to the point that, you can run it on a modern pregnancy test, which have little microcomputers.
You can also run it apparently on E. coli cells at roughly 1 frame per every 8.5 hours.
Yep. Yeah, like you're not going to be winning any speed records, but you can. It requires very few resources in order to run, and that's kind of amazing, I think.
Yeah, and another thing I enjoy about this, and you can tell me if you agree on this, and I don't know if you have opinions on this as well, Avernick, and I don't think you would, Tanis, but we're in such an era right now where it's like, who cares? This little, web app is using however many gigabytes of memory. We don't care. We just use it. Whereas back in the day, you actually, had to build and design around things that were small and tiny.
Yeah,
it is definitely an issue. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, every time I hear one of those stories about how Crash Bandicoot had to like hack the PlayStation just to get it to run with more RAM or whatever. It's like there were serious hardware limits. Like before today, like modern day, you couldn't just be a software engineer. You had to be software and understand the electronics and all that.
Oh yeah,
just to get it to run. Nowadays, you can just focus on coding, and that's enough.
Like I'd say the last, if we're looking at game consoles, I think the era that this ended was like the Xbox 360 era, where you didn't necessarily need to worry about that hardware side as much.
Yeah, I think the 360 era, that's probably the last time I can really remember games coming on multiple discs, which is partly, I think, because physical media has just sort of gone away, which doesn't help matters. There's a, to your point about the hardware limitations of gaming back in the day, there's a very famous story about Steve Jobs from when he was working at Atari, and he was tasked with reducing the number of chips that were used on, I think it was Breakout, because every one of those that got used, they needed one of these chips in every, however many chips in every game that they shipped, and that cost them money, quite a bit of money, because they were expensive back then. So every one they could pull out, that's a little bit of money they could save. So Steve Jobs was tasked with doing this, and he turned around and he handed the job to Steve Wozniak.
Yep.
And Wozniak was a wizard and managed to, I don't remember the exact numbers, but he managed to do it well underneath the target. And he didn't know this was a work project. So Steve Jobs turned Woz's work in, got a big bonus, and didn't tell him about it. Apparently, like, Woz didn't find out until like 30 years later that this is what he had done.
Typical.
Business.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess just to bring it back to Doom, when you look at that, it's definitely an art that's probably lost in this day and age. But like you said, it goes to show how there's these little chips in everything that we use and everything that we touch. And I've just been scrolling through the website. One of the things I've been looking to see is, has anybody got it running on a car?
Almost certainly.
I wouldn't say it's like a lost art. Like at the level of video games, yes, absolutely.
Right, but
like,
not with what you do.
We're not gonna, but like we are every 5 years, every microchip factory is out of date. Like they're accelerating how small you can make something so fast for insane shit like spaceships and AI processing and all that stuff.
There is definitely still a need for software engineers who work at the level of individual registers, but and not doing like in embedded systems programming.
But not in video games, yeah.
Right. It's become a niche art as opposed to the industry standard.
Right. It's more it's on the military level more so.
Right. Yeah, like embedded systems, robotics to some extent. Yeah. Like us normal developers, we've gotten lazy and complacent with our high-level languages.
You know what we should do? You know what the three of us should do?
Uh-oh.
And maybe, I don't know, Tanis, you could do it too, but probably not. Let's do Advent of Code this year, but do it in assembly. x86 assembly.
Assembly I haven't done since college. Oh, God.
I never did x86. We did MIPS.
And that's the fun part about it.
Oh, I think we did MIPS, yeah. Fuck. I haven't written a Python script in 2 years. I don't know. I might be rusty. I'll have to do it a month before just to catch up.
I actually did start Advent of Code last year, and I got farther than I usually, because usually I start it and I kind of forget about it, and then I just sort of get
busy with Christmas stuff about halfway through the month, right?
Yeah, but this one I actually stuck through for about 2 weeks, but there was one that I swear I got it. I had the code right, but I wasn't getting the right answer, and I could not figure out why. It was very frustrating.
What language did you use?
Oh, I use Python because that's what I use at work.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, what I'm familiar with.
Well, that turned into a bit of a meandering discussion, and I think with that, it's time to end the show. Does anybody have anything else here before we go?
The only word I understood you guys said was nips.
MIPS, not nips.
Oh.
Tanis, I'm on your level. No, that's going to make it more fun.
Can you run Doom on nips?
That's what I.
Oh God.
How many and how fast?
Get a bunch of dancers in a row. I think you could do it.
I think so.
I'm ending the show right now. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So good to hear from both you and Zerdone Zavernick about your first week in leagues.
Thanks.
Anything else before we go? No. Okay.
No.
I feel like I was negative during the show, and I feel like I might have just gotten myself in a little brain hole there. I don't think I'm as negative as I might have come across.
No, I don't think so. I think you're playing leagues in your own way, and it's different than a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
No.
That's fine.
Tanis, anything else from you?
No. No.
Alrighty then. Well, if you want the show delivered to you each and every week, automatically, best thing to do is subscribe over at update.show/subscribe. We're on all the major podcast listening services out there: Apple Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Spotify, and more. And of course, also YouTube as well at youtube.com/RSBANDB. Do give us a like and subscribe there. Greatly helps the channel out. But we'll be back next week with more Leagues coverage and maybe some Dragon Claws and maybe some Raziel without quests. And until then, see you then, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.